Hello, my dear students, and welcome back. I know your exams are just around the corner and things can feel a little stressful, but don't you worry. Today, we're going to make this chapter, How the Land Becomes Sacred, super easy and interesting. Let's get you fully prepared. So let's start with something you've probably all seen, right? Your grandmother or maybe an auntie in the neighborhood doing puja to a peepal tree. Have you ever stopped and wondered why? Why that tree? What makes a simple, ordinary spot of land, well, sacred? That's the big question we're diving into. Okay, so here's our plan, our itinerary for our little virtual yatra today. First, we'll figure out what sacred even means. Then we'll travel across India looking at different pilgrim sites. We'll explore nature as a temple, uncover a secret sacred map of India, and finally, talk about our role in all of this. Ready? Let's go. Right then, first stop on our journey. We're starting with the absolute basics. Before we can understand how land becomes sacred, we need to be crystal clear on what that word, sacred, really truly means. It's actually a very simple idea. Sacredness is just a special feeling. It's when a place or even a journey has such a deep spiritual meaning that it just fills you with respect. You know that feeling of calm and peace you get when you walk into a temple or a gurudwara or a beautiful old church? That's it. That's reverence. That's the feeling of sacredness. Now here's a very important word for your exams, beta. Tirtha. Literally, it just means a crossing place, like a shallow part of a river you can walk across. But symbolically, wow, it's much deeper. It's a sacred spot where you can cross over from your normal, everyday life, with all its tensions and homework, to a higher, more peaceful, spiritual life. What a beautiful thought, isn't it? And the perfect classic example of a tirtha? The Ghats of Varanasi. I mean, look at it. It's literally a place to cross the river Ganga. But for the lakhs and lakhs of people who go there, it's a place to cross over spiritually, to feel a connection with something much, much bigger than themselves. Okay, let's move on. It's so important to remember that this idea of pilgrimage, of a sacred journey, isn't just for one religion. It's a beautiful, common thread that connects so many different faiths all across India. Just look at the amazing diversity on this slide. On one side, you have the incredible Golden Temple in Amritsar, and on the other, the historic Paradesi Synagogue in Kochi. It just goes to show you, whether a faith was born here in India or came from far away, our country has always been a sacred home for all. We really are a nation of pilgrims. And of course, for the faiths that began right here, our land is filled with countless sacred sites. For Buddhists, you have places like Bodh Gaya, the very spot where the Buddha attained enlightenment. For Jains, entire mountains like Mount Abu and Girnar are considered holy. And for Sikhs, the great Takhts, like the Akal Takht, are centers of immense spiritual power. Okay, attention everyone. Exam corner time. This is a very, very common 2-mark question, so listen carefully. The question is, what is the twofold or two-part significance of a Tirthayatra? And here's the answer, nice and simple for you to remember. A Tirthayatra is always 2 journeys in one. First, there's the outer journey, actually packing your bags and traveling to the place. But just as important is the inner journey. That's the journey that happens inside your mind and heart, the time for quiet thought, for reflection, and for growing as a person. All right. So far, we've talked a lot about temples, stupas, and shrines built by people. But what if I told you that for many, many traditions in India, the greatest temple isn't made of stone at all? What if it's all around us? Let's explore that. Now, this is such a powerful and beautiful idea. The belief that the entire planet, our Earth, is a living goddess, Bhudevi, or Mother Earth. Just think about what that means. It means divinity isn't locked away inside a building. It's everywhere, in the soil, in the rivers, in the mountains. The whole world is our temple. And this amazing idea leads to something you see all over India, sacred groves. These are basically small forests or patches of jungle that the local community protects because they believe their gods and goddesses actually live there. So no cutting trees, no hunting, nothing. It's an ancient and brilliant way to protect both faith and the environment. And look at this. This shows you it's not just a practice in 1 or 2 states. No way. From the Kavu in Kerala to the Klau Kantong in Meghalaya, all the way to the Divarai in Maharashtra, this tradition of protecting sacred forests is found all across our country. different names, but the very same beautiful spirit. Okay, everyone, I need your full attention now. We're about to discuss the biggest, most mind-blowing idea in this whole chapter. We've seen lots of individual sacred spots, but what happens when you zoom out and connect all the dots?
You see, the really crucial point to understand is this. All these thousands of tirthas, from the highest Himalayas down to Kanyakumari, they are not just random dots scattered on the map of India. Oh no. There's a pattern, a grand design to it all.
They actually form huge, interconnected networks. Think about pilgrimage circuits like the Char Dham, which were intentionally set up in the four corners of India, or the 51 Shakti Pithas, which are spread all across the subcontinent. This isn't just normal geography, it's what we call sacred geography. It's like the entire country is woven together with these invisible spiritual threads. The story of the Shakti Pithas is just the perfect example of this. So the story goes that the goddess Sati tragically died. Lord Shiva was so heartbroken, so full of grief, that he picked up her body and started a dance that threatened to destroy the entire universe. To save everyone, Lord Vishnu sent his Sudarshana chakra, which cut her body into 51 pieces. And these pieces fell all across the land. And every single spot where a part of her body landed became a sacred Pitha, a seat of divine power. So, what's the real meaning behind this powerful story? The symbolism is so deep, so profound. Through this one story, the entire map of India is transformed. The whole land becomes the body of the Divine Mother herself. This, my students, is the ultimate way in which a land becomes sacred. And this brings us to the final and maybe the most important stop on our journey today. We've inherited this incredibly rich sacred land, but what are we doing about it now? This is our modern pilgrimage, our responsibility. I mean, just look at this contrast. It's really heartbreaking, isn't it? On one side, you have the beautiful, divine Ganga Aarti, full of reverence. And on the other, that's the same sacred river, choked with dirt and chemical foam. The very rivers we call Ma or Mother are getting sick because of our carelessness. And that really brings us to the heart of this chapter with this powerful quote. It all comes down to how we see the world. If we look at a mountain and see a deity, a living God, we will protect it. We won't just see it as a pile of rocks to be mined. If we see a river as our mother, we won't treat it like a garbage dump. This ancient idea of seeing the land as sacred is maybe the most important lesson for us today. So the real question this chapter leaves us with is, what will you do to protect the sacred spaces around you? Think about it. All the very best for your exams. You're going to do great.